So today, I'm going to show you how to make a pyukumuku plush. I've gone ahead and made a shiny and a normal version. It's super easy, and if you've watched my first video, now you'll have a partner for your snom plush. Okay, this will be easy. Let's get into it. So what you're going to need is one black fluffy sock, white felt, and also pink felt, or any other kind of pink fabric. You also need liquid stitch, black thread, and pink thread, and of course a needle and some scissors. You also need white pom-poms, a black pen, and a white pen. Now for the stuffing, I use mostly polyfill, but I also use poly pellets to give it weight. This is optional though. Go ahead and draw a curved shape on the sock to make it an oval using your white gel pen. Then backstitch along the lines with black thread. Make sure to leave an opening in your backstitch. I didn't and had to cut a hole in my sock, which left a hard spot when I sewed it back together. Go ahead and cut the excess fabric off of your sock plush. This is where I had to cut a hole to turn it inside out. If you had left an opening in your backstitch, you wouldn't have had to do this. Here I go adding poly pellets to the bottom to add weight. Again, this is optional. I added some more beads off camera, and then I started adding polyfill to make it soft and fluffy. After I finish stuffing and I like the placement of it all, I'm going to running stitch along the hole twice to make sure I can't see a gap anymore. Do a few stitches across where the hole would be to make sure it's nice and closed. And then you're done with the body. Then we're going to get 5 white pom-poms for the tail, just like that. Go ahead and start hot gluing the pom-poms together into a diamond shape and then one more on top to create the tail. Sometimes the hot glue has trouble sticking to the pom-poms, so if you need to use more hot glue, that's fine. Hot glue will create hard spots though, so be careful. When making the shiny version, I only had small pom-poms, so I had to use extra. I kinda regret it because I don't like the look, but that's okay. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and using a ladder stitch, I'm gonna sew the tail onto the body. And here is where I remind you to please unplug your hot glue gun. I have almost burned down my house twice doing that. Please don't be me. Now here's one of the trickier parts about this plush, the spikes. There's no real good way to determine a good spike. My only advice for you is to first cut out one and then use it as a template for the rest. Remember, you need 12 spike halves to make 6 spikes in total. It sounds like common knowledge, but I actually forgot it first and then had to make more. Here I go, sewing my spikes together with my sewing machine. Again, this is felt, so it'll be really easy to hand sew. Then, I used pliers to turn my spikes inside out, and then used a needle to get the fine tip out. Then, I used my pliers to stuff the spikes with polyfill. Go ahead and sew on the spikes using a ladder stitch. It took me a couple different attempts before I got the mouth the way I liked it, but just keep messing with it until you're happy with the final result. I've already gone ahead and cut out and glued the eyes onto the plush using pink felt. Now, I'm going to glue the mouth on using liquid stitch and reinforce the eyes and the mouth again with more liquid stitch to make sure it stays on firmly. And there you go. Now you'll have your very own pyukumuku plush. And I also have another video showing you how to make a snom plush. So why don't you go ahead and go watch that as well. Hey, there are a few things I want to address before the video ends. First off, I wanted to just mention that I know this isn't my most popular series right now, but it's definitely my favorite one to make. Also, I do realize that on Etsy there are other people selling Pokemon sock plushes. The person's name is Polymer Princess 014. I'm not in any way trying to rip them off, and if you look at their plushes, you can see that our designs are completely different. On that note, I also wanted to say that I am selling my Snom plush on Etsy. Unfortunately, I will not be selling my pyukumuku plush because I do not want to give the person the idea that I'm trying to do something that they have already done. In the future, I will try my best not to make any plushes that they've already made. My goal is to reach out to them, maybe even collaborate with them in the future. Also, there's one more person that I want to mention, White Chocolate Heart. I know they also make soft Pokemon plushes, and they're actually the reason I started making it. The two evolutions are ones she's shown how to make. Also, go check out my Instagram, Jakerson_Deering, and my Etsy shop, Jewelry J Crafts. Thank you guys, and the next video will be how to make Wooper. That is the shiny version right there. It looks a little demon-eyed, but I'm going to work on how to fix that. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Also, I realize now that that is totally not an evolution, and that is the Alolan version of Vulpix. I'm very sorry that I offended you. Okay, bye now.